Recording. Yeah. Guys, IAM is nothing but a identity access management. How you are authenticating your AWS account. How you are authenticating your AWS account. You are authenticating your AWS account through two ways. One is a root user, the other one is a IAM user. So root user is nothing but a account owner that performs tasks requiring unrestricted access. So if you log in as a root user, you have all the permissions, same like as a Linux server. So IAM user is nothing but the user. So user within an account that performs daily tasks. This is a normal default use. This is a normal user. This is a normal user. This is the root user. So root user access can do anything. There is no restriction. Same like as a super user, root user in the Linux. So the IAM user is a normal user, a non-admin like a normal user. Normal user having some certain limit of permissions. So you guys understood? So the in the Linux, so this is the CentOS server, CentOS 7 server. So how you can authenticate, how you can log in this server? We can log in this server either two ways. So one is a admin user or a super user or a something like a normal user. Normal user. The super user is nothing but a root user. So root can do anything. Root can do anything. A normal user having something like Array user having certain limit of permissions. The same way. So this is the Linux user administration. Admin administration. So there is Linux administration. This Linux administration. So the root same like as a two. The authentication will be two ways. One is the root user. The other one is the normal user. If you logged in as a root user, so there is no unrestricted access. Unrestricted access. If you log in as a normal user, so there might be a certain limit of permissions. There might be a certain limit of permissions will be there. You can access as a root user. There is no restriction, unrestricted access. The same like as a the same like as a how you are authenticate our AWS console. You can authenticate your AWS console with the two ways. So one is a root user, the other one is a IAM user. What is that? One is a root user, the other one is a IAM user. So what is the difference between root user and other IAM user? The same like as a root user is account owner that performs tasks requiring unrestricted access. So root user account owner that performs tasks requiring unrestricted access. The normal IAM means some some certain limit of permissions are there. Some certain limit of permissions are there. The same way, whatever we learned in the Linux administration, the same way we can follow here also for API also. For the API also. AWS console also. So identity access management, something like here. So we have a IAM. So users, groups, something like a roles and policies. So what are the policies? So what are the users? What are the groups? What are the rules? What are the policies? So users, right? You know, right, guys? Users. So users are created by the something like Hari user, Ramakrishna user, Pau user, Jason user. These are the users. So users and groups. Groups are nothing but a DevOps groups, DevOps or something like a Linux or something like a cloud engineer. So these are the groups. Are a developers groups or are a QA team developers group. So these are the groups. So groups having a something like Hari is there, something like a Ramakrishna is there, something like Anand is there. And these are the so if you are assigning that account IAM account to developers, so so if whatever the people are there in the developers group, those are the having that whatever the permissions in the developer group, that permissions will be assigned to the users also. The users also, we can give the permissions to the users, something like Hari is the user, Anand is the user. So the roles we can assign it. We can create the role and we can assign the role assigned to the groups or roles assigned to the user. So what are the policies? Policy is nothing but a administrator access. What are those? Administrator access. Administrator means full access or something like policies are only easy to full access. Full access. Only you can get the easy to full access or S3 full access. S3 full access or something like a or something like RDS full access. If it is a developer, right? Developers only needs developers need only the RDS access. They don't want to easy to access S3 access. So these are the IAM. IAM is nothing but a identity access and management, users, groups, roles, and policies. How you are authenticating your how you are authenticating your AWS console. How you are authenticating your AWS console through the users, groups, roles, and policies and admissions. Guys, understood? Something like what is the service, guys? IAM. So IAM is nothing but a identity and access management. Identity and access management. So what are the attributes are there? What are the attributes? User groups, users, roles, policies, identity provides, and account settings. So these are the attributes. Something like if you go to the users, so users already created something like AWS Terraform, Array. So we already created, right? Last time, so when we do the Terraform, so when we do the Terraform, that time we create a Terraform user, right? But I'm creating a new user. I'm creating a new user called as a US, US September class or US SCP user. So US SCP user provides user access to AWS Management Console is a optional. So next, you can see the user name can have up to 64 carat valid to A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9 and special characters. Next, user group. So if you want to add any user group or any user group, so something like first we need to create a so first we need to create if you are not something like we are not adding to any group. Next, I'm not added to the any group. Create a user. You see, US SCP user is created. So yes, user SCP is created, the ARN number, so something like a created when it was created. So console access is disabled. So something like a create access key or secret key. So last login sign in, something like a permissions. What are the permissions are there? So there is no policy attached. There is no permissions. There is no policy and crowdel attached. Groups. You are not related to any group. So user. So you use September user not related to any group. So there is no any tags. So security credentials, there is no any security credentials. So access advisors, there is no access advisors. So just created the user. So something like the users, this user, so this user, something like a permissions policy. So if you want to attach to any policy, so you can so add the permissions, add the permissions, add a permissions. So what are the permissions? Something like if you want to add the any one of the group, something like a DevOps group. For example, DevOps groups. First we need to create a group, guys. So user groups, if you want to create a user groups like a developer or DevOps developer or something like a, for example, I'm creating a developer group. So developer group. So this group attaches to the policies. This group attaches to the policies. What is the policy? Administrator access or administrator access simplify, administrator or easy to full access. So EC2, so something like a EC2 full access. Amazon EC2 full access, or something like Amazon S3 full access. Amazon S3 full access. For example, only I'm giving EC2 EC2 full access. EC2 full access. So which user, for the developer users, I'm giving the a policy. I'm giving the policy, create a group. Yeah, group is created. So group is created with the developer group. So developer group having the permissions. So Amazon EC2 full access. Amazon EC2 full access. Is there any users attached to this group? No, there is no users attached to this group. Yeah, I'm adding the user called as a US SCP user. Add a user. So for this user group having the user US SCP user, and the permissions are Amazon EC2 full access. Amazon EC2 full access. If you go to the user, something like, so permissions binary, something like users, right? So groups, recipe users. Go to the SCP users, and select the users, add permissions, or yeah, create access key or secret key. So we don't want to create an access key or secret key, just permissions boundary, the permissions boundary. So no need to set the permissions boundary, but this save and security. Enable console access. Yes, here the security credentials. In the security credentials, we can create the password. We can create the password. Enable console access. Here we want to enable the console access. Now is able to access the console. Then custom password. We want to give the custom password for the which user US SCP. US SCP. The password is something like a red hat, red, red hat. So the password is red hat. I set as a password red hat. So actually, so this is the default. If you enable this, so it automatically create a new password when the user created. So I'm not giving, yeah, red hat. So must be at least 8 character. Red hat 1, 2, 3. Red hat 1, 2, 3. Apply. So there is lower case, upper case, red hat 1, 2, 3. Caps red hat 1, 2, 3. So so what is the username and what is the console password, guys? So this is the download CSV. So you can download the CSV. You can download this CSV. You guys see. So this is the username. This is the password. So this is the console sign in URL. If you want to sign into this user, you can use this. You can use this URL. Yeah, I'm using this URL, and I want to connect to this server. Yeah, you see. So sign in as a IAM user. Sign in as a IAM user. So you sign in as you sign in as a root user. You sign in as a something like here I can give you the password. Yeah, sign in console. So sign in as a root user, but here sign in as a sign in as a IAM user. So what is the IAM user? Username is SEP US USSEP. USSEP. What is the password, guys? The password is red hat one. Sorry, guys. Red hat 1, 2, 3.
So Harry, 1 second, please.
Yeah.
So the process is like logging in as a root user and
Login.
logging in as a root user and going in inside to create the account and create the account
Create the
for the
users only,
I,
not account.
IAM user and log into the AWS.
Yes. Log into the AWS. You are not logging to the AWS. Who are the cloud engineers login to the AWS? They have the full permissions. They have the full access. They have the full access. They have the full access. They will create a IAM user and they will give it to you. They will give it to you. So what are the permissions? Root user is the unrestricted user. Root user is unrestricted user, right? So root user is unrestricted user and you can access anything in the console, AWS console. But in the IAM access, IAM user, the US SCP user having only which permissions? Go to the IAM. In the IAM, so if you go to the users, USSCP, in that USSCP, so what is the permissions? Only Amazon EC2 full access. What is the permissions? So that SCP, USSCP user having only Amazon EC2 full access. Apart from there is no access. So let's check. So this is the SAP user. This is the SCP, USSCP user. You see, so the user having only EC2 access. This users having only EC2 access. Yes. So able to see the yeah. So able to see the something like instances or whatever it may be. So I'm trying to access S3 bucket. I'm trying to access S3 bucket. So what it will be showing. S3 full access, right? Which access we provided? EC2 full access. Buckets. Yeah, you see. So you see, when we are trying to access the S3, you don't have a permission to list the buckets because of the identity access management, you give only the, so which access you give? You gave only the Amazon EC2 full access. Apart from this, so you don't have a permission to access that site. So for example, if you add a permissions, so if you add another permissions, if you add another permissions, attach the policies, something like Amazon S3 full access. So something like you are giving only, so what are the access you are giving? You are giving only the EC2 and S3 access. You are giving only EC2 and S3 access. Let's check. Yeah. So there is no, so you see, it is showing the buckets. It is showing the buckets. And something like you are trying to access the another service like as a IAM service. IAM is one of the service, right? Let's try to access IAM service. You see. So what is that? Access denied. Because of you don't have the permissions. You have only S3 and EC2. You have access only the services like what are the services? S3 and EC2. That's the reason we are unable to see this access denied. We are unable to we are unable to access the other services. Guys, understood? So groups attached group in the groups attached to the policies. Policies are so groups in the groups we can attach it to users. In the groups you can attach it to the policies also. So whatever the policies for the groups or user can have the accesses for the access. Guys, understood? Roles. So something like what is the a role? So something like a roles. So these are if you want to create your own role. If you want to create your own role and attach it to the policies to that role. So something like this is a demo DevOps. So I'm attached to this Amazon EC2 full access. So if you assign this role to a user groups or a users, so you will get this permission. You will get this permissions. So this is nothing but a identity access and management. This is nothing but an identity access and management. Guys, understood? So in the identity access management, IAM, so we can connect the multiple accounts also, multiple cloud cloud accounts also. The single IAM user, we can connect a multiple cloud accounts, IAM accounts also, cross region, cross. So this IAM account is, so this IAM, you see, this IAM account is global. IAM account is a global. So this is the a global. Users are global. So if we create the user, so we can connect. So we can connect any one of the region, any one of the regions, guys. This IAM user is IAM. I say IAM is the there is no region scope. It is a global. It is a global specific. Guys, understood? Guys, understood or not?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yeah. Yes,
how
sir.
did you how did you get to this file?
Sorry.
This how did you get to this Excel file?
This file in the so whenever we created a user, something like user SCP, when we create a security rights, so in the security rights, so manage console, so it's something like custom password, then you provide the password, it apply, it will download the file.
Okay.
Okay, it will show you. So if you want to access a multi-factor authentication, yes, you can assign the multi-factor device also. So authenticator app, something like AWS authenticator app, you can use the authenticator app and you can attach to this authenticator. Then so we have a two-way authentication. You also know, right, guys? So if you are connecting to your VPN or something like in our real time, guys, or something like in mobile also in a Gmail account or whatever it may be, there is a multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is nothing but we need to provide the password two times. One is for user and the other one is for any app or something like message or something like. So this is for the security purpose. Hackers can hack the username and password, but cannot authenticate with the cannot hack that authenticator. So cannot they hack that authenticator. Security credentials here. So access key, secret key, we created a for the Terraform, right? Access key, secret key. So how you can connect with the AWS CLI, how we can connect with the application, how we can connect with the application using AWS or running out of third party software. So this is the so use case of the connecting so creating the AWS authentication. So how we can how we can connect with the AWS, guys? So we can connect with the root username password. This is the console access and AWS CLI access. So how we can get the access key secret for the AWS CLI? For here, we can get the access for the yeah security credentials. In the security credentials console, so this is the console login. This is the multi-factor authentication. So this is the AWS CLI login. So if you want to authenticate with the public key for the code command, you can use this one. Get credential with the Amazon key space. There are multiple types of authentications are there. There are multiple multiple types of authentications are there. So this is the IAM access and management. This is very easy, guys. You guys understood, right? So the same way, whatever we are learning in the VPC and IAM, you guys can create your own VPC and own and the IAM users through the Terraform, guys. You guys can the task is you guys can create a VPC through the Terraform code. You guys can create a VPC through the Terraform code Task is create a VPC, create a VPC through Terraform code, and task 2 create a IAM user account, IAM user through IAM user through Terraform code, through Terraform code. Guys, understood? These two are the tasks you guys can do the task today. So create a VPC through the Terraform code, create a IAM user through the, so whatever we are done through the console, so we can create through the CLA also. We can create through CLA also. You guys can try with this. Okay. So next we will so something like tomorrow onwards we will start the, so tomorrow onwards we will start the, so the main thing CI/CD. So continuous integration and continuous deployment. So what are the softwares? What are the softwares we need to provide? These are the software. So the one is Jenkins. Jenkins provides the CI/CD solutions. Jenkins, Bamboo, Hudson. So for example, GitLab also provide the CI/CD solutions. GitHub also GitHub also provides the, so Git Actions, CI/CD, Git Actions, guys. So last time we went for the event, right? Kubernetes event. So that time I learned Red Hat also created their own CI/CD called is Tecton. Tec Tecton, guys. So Tecton also one of the CI/CD solutions. What is that, guys? Tecton. Tecton. This is the Tecton CI/CD solutions. Cloud native CI/CD Tecton. So this Tecton is provided by the Red Hat. Who developed this Tecton? Red Hat is developed this Tecton. Red Hat developed this Tecton. Has understood? The same way, also Argo CD also. What are those? Argo CD. So most popular nowadays is Argo CD is the most popular. Argo CD. So Argo CD is the only. So this is the CD solutions. What is that, guys? Argo CD. Yeah, this is the Argo CD. So this is the Argo CD, guys. So it will automatically deploy if you merge the request, it automatically deploys to the pods. It will automatically deploys to the pods, guys. You see, processing, healthy, sync one, something like app details, resource syncing. So this is also a CD. Argo CD is the declarative Git options continuous delivery tool for the Kubernetes. So this is the continuous delivery tool for the Kubernetes. So this is also a popular, guys. This is also popular edition. You guys are understood? So from tomorrow onwards, we will start this our CI/CD, guys. We will start this CI/CD. I will show you on Jenkins. I will show you on Jenkins. Jenkins, guys. I will show you on the Jenkins how we can attach this. You guys are already knows, right? Yeah, CI/CD. So Jenkins or Hudson or Bamboo or something like that. Tecton, many number of the tools are there, CI/CD tools. So we can include that. We can install the plugins, these plugins, and we can integrate and we can deploy. So we can integrate and deploy, guys. Yeah. So this is the continuous integration. What is the continuous integration? So whatever the developers develop that code, commit to that code. So it automatically Jenkins server took that code and build the code. What is compile code, unit testing, integration testing, then var package. So they add jar or package. So this is nothing but a CA, Jenkins continuous integration. So after continuous integration, once the package var file is deployed, then again Jenkins took that one and applied to the application, deployed to the server. This is nothing but a CI CD. This is nothing but a CI CD. So we can use this. So we can use these plugins and we can use the plugins and we can automate the process and we can deploy everything. So once the developer commit that code, Jenkins automatically took that code and build the pipeline, create the jar or where, and Jenkins build the pipeline to deploy the server, to deploy the application into the Docker container or Kubernetes container. Guys, we'll show it to you tomorrow. This one. So this is a project. It will take a 5 days or something like. So I already uploaded a document, guys. I already uploaded the document. I already uploaded the document and I informed to you also, guys. Please go through the document.
Sorry.
1 second,
Sorry.
guys. So, guys, so this is the 1 second, Paul.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the document, guys. So this is the document. I have already 1 second. I will show you. Then we'll discuss what you are seeing. 600. That's right. Yeah, this is 169. Yeah. So simple DevOps project, something like a requirement, CI/CD pipeline system. So Git local version control system, GitHub as a distributed version control system, Jenkins is the continuous integration tool, Maven as a build tool, Ansible is the configuration management and tool, deployment tool, Docker is the containerization. Kubernetes is the as a container management tool. So simple DevOps project is something like a so whatever the code you are commit to the GitHub, we took to that GitHub and Jenkins took that code and Ansible in the continuous, so took that code, build the code, and Jenkins through the Ansible we can deploy it on the Docker container. Can deploy it on the Docker container or something like a Kubernetes. So what do we cover? Build and deploy the Tomcat server. What we cover? We can build and deploy the Tomcat server automatically. So before that, what we did manually. We build the manually, we deploy the manually. But now, so what we can build and deploy Tomcat server automatically. Set up CI/CD with GitHub, Jenkins, and Maven Tomcat. So set up Jenkins. So we will set up the Jenkins. Set up Jenkins and configure the Maven Git. Set up Tomcat server integrate GitHub Maven Tomcat server with the Jenkins and create a CI/CD job and test the deployment. We'll show you guys. Deploy the artifact on the Tomcat server. So commit the code, GitHub took the code and pull the code and Jenkins server, build the code and deploy to the Tomcat server. So build and deploy the container. Set up a CI/CD GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Docker. So something like how we can do it. So we can get the code and commit the code, build the code and build the code, then deploy the code. So here, commit the code, pull the code, build the code, or copy the artifact into the from Ansible through Docker container, then pull the image, then push the image. Okay, so then build the artifact and push image, pull image to the Kubernetes. So this is the project, guys. This is the project, guys. So what is CI/CD? CI/CD is a continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. So how does CI and CD works? The CI and CD works. Yeah. So CI and CD works something like a continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. This is the four, guys. So one source control, then build, then staging, then production. So how does CI/CD works on the DevOps? So we can, this is the continuous integration, build the code is a continuous integration. So deployment is nothing but a continuous delivery. So for continuous deployment, we need multiple environments with the manual interventions. Resources to set up a CI/CD pipeline. Free-tier AWS account, yes, I have. So GitHub account, yes, we have. Mobile Extreme, yes, we have. SSH client network, GitHub local working system, yeah, we have. So then CI/CD pipeline using the Git, Jenkins, Maven. So how we can build it? So we can show you guys. From tomorrow onwards, we will show you how to set up the Jenkins, how to install the Jenkins, how to set up the Jenkins advanced, onto how to deploy applications. So this is the Jenkins dashboard. So the dashboard and how we can build the how we can build the jobs. So run the first Jenkins job. How we can create the jobs. We'll show you guys how we can build the functions and others. So this is the format we'll show you guys. So we'll show you on tomorrow. So from how to install the Jenkins on the server and how to set up the Git and Maven and everything we will show you. We'll show you and everything. Okay? Yes, understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.